So you begin when the children are young, ideally, in the home, and then...
That'd be ideal. If we get them when they're like 12, 13, it's hard to work with them. If we get them when they're, 5, 6, 7, we can make good progress. My goal is to get them out of therapies before they're 18. So I feel they put the effort in while they're younger, where they can learn these behaviors and adapt. That's what we want to do. We want to be successful not just here at Journeys, but at school, at home, and out in the community.
So how long does it take just to change a behavior?
It depends on the parents. The home life's not working. No matter what we do with therapists, it won't work, because we communicate with all the therapists and the schools with IEPs and everything else. But it all goes back to how consistent everybody is, and the parents follow through with what we suggest to them and what they suggest us to, because it's a two-way communication.
Do you think it's more effective to work one-on-one with the children like they've been doing recently, or do you think that group and having one person with a group of kids would be more effective?
I think the individual works wonders, because we do a lot of group intervention as it is, but if you have one kid in a group acting out, you can pull that one kid aside and still keep doing therapy. But if you have 5 kids and one kid acts up and you only have one therapist there, what are the other 4 kids going to do while the other kid has a behavioral issue? Because we want all these kids here to like social interaction. So like today we went to Thomas Park. Riding the van's a tough deal for some of these kids. Doing a group activity is tough for them too. So we try to do group things every other day with them. But it's all one-on-one individual therapist.
Okay. Do you focus on building trust with the child before you really try to change inappropriate behaviors?
If they don't trust you, no matter what, it won't happen. All the kids know me, because I've been here the longest, so they come to me with the problems. They won't even tell their parents, because they know me well enough, and they know I won't spill the beans, but I take care of the problem, whether they know it or not. But I think in the report it makes a difference too, though. They know I won't blindside them and get in trouble, but I'll take care of the problem though.
So do you tell the parents what you're implementing as an intervention and then try to have them do the same thing at home?
We don't approach it that way. We try to get information from them on what they're doing. And we kind of suggest things. We can't go in there and tell them we want to do this, this, this. So we do therapy here at the center and also in the home too. So that way it's easier for the kids. We want to do it in a natural environment. That's what we try to do. So we try to get the parents' input. Some parents are very good. Some parents need a lot more.
Do you think it's important also to communicate with the parents to know what's going on at home?
Oh yeah. When I had one parent mad at me, that's when I told them their kid was lazy. So you gotta watch how you describe your kid. Not apply themselves better than saying lazy, I found out. So,
Okay.
But if there's problems, I call them that day instead of waiting until parent-teacher conference.
Do you think it's important to collaborate? Do you go to the people you work with and the therapists and take in from everyone?
Yes. In fact, the state used to let us do collaboration, but they took that funding away, so we can't collaborate, so we do that on our own. I want to know what they're doing in OT and PT and speech, because if they're doing something on speech, if we're doing something totally different, or if they have an IEP that says we should be following these guidelines, it just makes sense we're on the same page instead of we're telling them it's an apple and they think it's an orange. It's educational. We can't do anything educational in therapists, but we.
Do you have a lot of strategies that you used in the school system that you've now applied here?
Yes and no, because in the school system you have 32 kids you're dealing with at the same time. So like with special ed kids, you really couldn't deal with them because you dealt with these 2 kids, you have 30 kids that you might lose control of. But here if I have 32 kids, I have 32 therapists. So I can do more structure with them and give them more consistency and notice the little things a lot more. But the strategies, positive reinforcement works better than anything else, whether it's a school system or whether it's here. Applied behavior, that's what it's all about.
What are some interventions that you have implemented to help children change their behaviors?
It depends on the individual kid. I do positive reinforcement, so I don't try to take away anything. We don't do any time out or anything like that. So we build upon, when I do a SIBR, I look at their strengths and build upon their strengths. And, if they don't want to do work on their schedule, I try to bring out things they want to do so they can, if they get this done, they can do the fun stuff. So I don't say you got to do 2 goals, they will do a fun activity. I say we do these 2 activities, they will do this activity.
Do you feel like then that it's helpful to go out to recess and do things like that in order to understand that?
Yeah, whether it's doing jump rope with everybody or throwing the football or just walking around and seeing who they're playing with or seeing who they have issues with too. Because sometimes I have an issue at the recess, they'll bring in the classroom. So if you take care of it out there, they can deal with it, take care of it, and move on.
Do you think that bad behaviors are sometimes enforced unintentionally by the therapist? Like they give attention to the child?
Oh, I think they're an experience they do, yes. Because if someone's new, they see a kid crying, they'll go up and say, oh, what's the matter? Instead of just letting them have their little meltdown and deal with it after that. Some of the kids do that just to get more attention.
Yeah, that's what we've learned is that some students will do things just for, like their behavior serves a function, like they want attention or something like that. And lots of times the teacher gives them that attention.
Yeah.
And
so they win.
Yeah.
And they get that at home too. So that's where if we train the parents the right way, that makes a difference too. Some parents, not all parents, but some parents.
Do you think that your reaction when a student misbehaves has a really big effect on helping them to calm down?
My reaction?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If they can, body language alone will say a lot, or your tone of voice. So I don't get upset easy. I've been spit on, I've been kicked on. I went had to restrain a kid once in 5 years. Well, once in education, so once in 13 years.
Wow.
So that makes a difference, I think. They want to be respected, so that you respect them, they respect you. So it's a two-way street.
So what did you do in those moments when they were getting out of control or whatever? Did you just do your best to stay calm and
Yeah, I went to a classroom once. I'm like, teaching. That was my first year teaching because I wasn't experienced. Basically, just talk to them and listen to what they have to say. Something's going on besides the thing going on right then. Whether it's their dog died that morning or whether dad beat them up in the morning or whatever, there's something else going on besides what's happened right then. If you just listen to what they have to say, it saves you a lot of problems. And they'll tell you before. Body language, you can tell a lot from their body language. So if you can pick it up before they have a meltdown, it's a lot easier. Plus, I go out at recess and I go out and interact with the kids back then too. So I wasn't just a teacher, I wasn't their friend.
Do you think that teachers should do all they can to help children to be included in the classroom?
Yes.
So do you think that there's one strategy that applies to each disability? Like for autistic children, there's one way to handle them?
Not even. You might have a kid who has MR, mild mental retardation, you might be act this way in 3rd grade, and you might be able to deal with it in 3rd grade this way, but in 4th grade or 6th grade, their puberty changes and everything else. You gotta handle it totally differently. Or even you have someone on the autistic spectrum. They're all different. I mean, there's no set answer. The more you can deal with the IEP, with the special ed program, the better off you are too. Because that way you know what they're doing. But there's no bad answer for each kid. Just like raising your own kids are all different. And the way you teach one year, you might have to teach totally different next year because the kids are different. And some of these teachers will give the same test year after year without changing anything.